Hello and welcome to Crypto Exposed. International Center for Culinary Arts in Dubai leverages Hedera to become the world's first culinary school using blockchain certification. Interesting. Okay, so I know a lot of guys are probably going to hear that right now and just say, this just sounds boring. Like, what the hell are we doing here? What's this all about? Stick with me, guys. Stick with me because, okay, first and foremost, this is just showing you the kind of things that this technology can do. But the other thing about this is two things. The first thing about this is actually going to help in terms of showing you what Hedera can do in regards to lessening fraud, right? This is going to help reduce fraud. But also, you're just hearing this from just one school right now. Okay, so just hearing this one thing might sound a bit, doesn't sound like that big a deal. But think about this in the future when all schools are using blockchains for certification. And what if the Hedera hashgraph was the main dominant chain that they used for this? Okay, so that would be all these schools, could even be talking globally, that are using Hedera for their certifications. Imagine that. And of course that would all be flowing through HBAR. So you got to start looking at this kind of thing from the bigger picture, guys. And to me, this is a real good thing. It's a real good step forward and it's showing you where things are going in the future. A lot of things will be on the blockchain / hashgraph. This is the way things are going long term. I think this will be the future. We're just seeing it in the early stages. That's all. So to me, I'm thinking, hey, this is the first I've heard about this in terms of this type of use case. And Hedera is the network that's been chosen. So again, if Hedera ends up getting like the lion's share of this type of use case, it's just more value to Hedera. It's just more value to HBAR. So I really think this could be a big thing. And we already know what Hedera are trying to do in regards to decentralized identity and that kind of stuff, fraud, all them kind of things that they're trying to mitigate. Again, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, yeah, this is showing you what they can do as a network. So even if it's not necessarily just for certifications, this can be an example of what they can do to try and mitigate fraud. So even for other use cases, bigger use cases, they can see an example of how this works. So this could still attract other developers and other companies to want to use the Hedera hashgraph as well. So to me, this is just great in general, to be honest. But let's get into the article and then we can discuss this a little bit further. The Middle East's leading culinary school with 18 plus years in operation completed blockchain certification proof of concept on the Hedera network, paving the way for other leading academic institutions to follow suit. The International Center for Culinary Arts (ICCA) has completed the world's first blockchain certification proof of concept (POC). Developed by EarthID and Flexin for ICCA and supported by the HBAR Foundation, the POC leverages verifiable credentials (VCs) and the Hedera Consensus Service (HCS) to create blockchain-based certificates that ensure data integrity for all students, helping to reduce fraud whilst bringing further credibility to their qualification. ICCA's new blockchain certification platform leverages transcripts issued by the ICCA as a VC stored in a non-custodial wallet in the form of a certificate of course completion. The course graduate then has the power to store their certificate directly in their mobile wallet and share it across all educational, business and social platforms as immutable proof of course completion. By leveraging VCs, ICCA enhances privacy in the certification process by letting the user choose the amount of data that is exposed and who to, all whilst enabling the prevention of fraud through the cryptographic nature of VCs. The ICCA platform further leverages the HCS from Hedera, the open source leaderless proof of stake network, so all certification is tracked on the blockchain to further ensure data integrity. By leveraging highly scalable technologies, the ICCA plans to introduce the platform to other leading academic institutions. thus establishing a new standard for certification in the region. Ensuring data integrity is a core value proposition of the Hedera network, said Shane Higdon, CEO at the HBAR Foundation. Quote, by working with the world-leading International Centre for Culinary Arts in Dubai on this breakthrough blockchain certification platform, we look forward to establishing a new degree of trust throughout the MENA educational system, paving the way for next generation of certification with Hedera as the trust layer. Unquote. Quote, we are pleased to pioneer the integration of blockchain technology in our professional diploma program certification process by leveraging Hedera's consensus services, in brackets HCS, on the Hedera network, unquote, said Sunja Raja, Director and CEO at the International Centre for Culinary Arts, Dubai. Quote, this innovative approach reflects our commitment to enhancing excellence. It ensures that ICCA remains at the forefront of culinary education on a global scale and its foray into Web3, unquote. Okay guys, okay, there you have it. So as I say, this is the really early stages of what you're seeing, but this is everybody slowly moving towards a blockchain future. This is how it all starts. You just see the one company, the one school, the one individual who start using this technology, and it just slowly integrates and becomes the norm, right? So slowly but surely you'll see other schools who will start doing similar things. They will start doing the same certification through a blockchain and that kind of stuff. And over time that will just become the standard. It's the same thing with the internet. Like when you think about the internet at the beginning, it was dial-up. Well, we're all on broadband now. Yeah, like the internet is standard. Before it was a thing where not everybody had the internet. But in this day and age, in, you know, the first world kind of thing, you know, not talking third world countries here, but more first world countries, you don't really think about the internet being an option. It's just there. It's just constantly on, right? You just generally have broadband. Your phones have internet. It's just readily available. And so this is the way things go. You know, at the beginning, it's more a thing of you use it as and when. And then if the technology is great enough, it becomes a thing where it just slowly becomes a part of your everyday life. I mean, there was a point in time, as I say, where the internet was more optional, right? Some people had internet, some people didn't. But if you think about it now, if the world was to lose the internet for like a week, the world would just be in a meltdown. People would just be having an absolute meltdown right now. They'd be climbing up the walls and everything, right? They wouldn't be able to last. So you can see how things develop. And this is how you see how early we are in this technology. Because we're only seeing the odd little company doing things like this, the odd school doing things like this. But if you look in about, say, 5-10 years, have a look and see how many schools will be doing this as standard at that point. This will just be a regular thing. Same as like tokenization. You know, tokenization is a big deal right now when we keep hearing, oh, billions have been tokenized. But in the future, that will be a standard thing. Tokenization will just be a standard thing. So we're just here watching the actual foundations being built right now. That's exactly what it is. We're seeing crypto being adopted into the everyday technology that it will be in the future. And look at how many things you see where Hedera is the network of choice. And that's why I feel so comfortable with Hedera, because it's just got so many different use cases and there's so many companies wanting to work with Hedera and using Hedera. So to me, that just tells me everything I need to know about Hedera's future. In my opinion, it looks very bright for Hedera. So this is when I see this kind of stuff, I don't look at this and think, oh, it's boring. You know, like to me, I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to see. I want to see companies, schools, people adopting this technology. Because I understand that that's the bricks being laid. That's the foundation being built right now for this network. So that's all positive to me. But what do you guys think? The ICCA using the Hedera hashgraph for certification on the blockchain. Do you think this sounds like a good idea? Do you think this is going to be something that's good for Hedera's value overall long term? Or do you not agree with this? Is there anything in this article that gives you any kind of concern? Or do you just not think that this will be good for HBAR's value overall long term? Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'd be interested to hear. Thank you very much for watching this. If you did like it, please remember to drop a comment, like, and subscribe. But until next time, take care.